Hello, my ghouls, guests, and readers. Today is a very overcast evening and afternoon, evening, whatever. It's so lovely to see all of you. How are you? Hello, how are you all? We are going to start with some ASMR. But first, tell me about your weekend. What did you do? Did you read anything? Did you write anything? It's okay, you can tell me. No one else will know. Let me move a little bit closer to you guys. Oh, you did. Well, tell me about it. Don't keep me in the dark. So, as I said, we're going to be starting with some ASMR. Of course. Let's start with some gentle rubbing. Okay. Lore, fiction for my Black Crusade campaign, because I can't help but want to flesh out the world. That sounds very interesting. You know, I've never really experienced a Black Crusade campaign. Is it dangerous? I remember there being older gods once upon a time. Oh yes, combat is brutal, mutations are rife, and madness awaits around most corners. Wow, it sounds very exciting. Sorry, that was a little rough, wasn't it? I apologize. I didn't write, but I tried to sketch some stuff. You're gonna have to show me, right? You gotta show me. Maybe not right now, but show me later. You don't have to show anyone else, just show me. No one else can see it. Oh, unless you want to show other people, then that's fine. But most of all, I want to see it. Because I know it'll be good. Despite what you're saying right now. Well, look, I get it. I really do. I get it. I was similar in a way for a while, but then an art teacher of mine, one of my mentors that I was entertaining for a while. He said this to me. He said that every drawing is a lesson. Every stroke on the page is the culmination of your experience, and never to throw away, you should never throw away what can be improved upon, what can be, like really seen. And the more I thought about it, the more it made me want to complete my pieces and try even harder, because, well, the more things that I finished, the more things that I did, meant the more steps up the stairwell I could get. And I am nowhere near the top. I'm not even near the middle. In some particular factions, I consider myself a beginner. But I don't think you should ever throw away your work. And you should, in fact, keep it. Because one day, when you look back at now, if you keep drawing, you'll see how much you've grown as an artist, how much your tastes have changed. But I digress. I hope my YouTube viewers are doing okay. I can't really see you guys too much. There you are. Hello. I hope you all are doing okay while we relax together. Well, technically this isn't really true. We need to put and the scary stories in the rain. There we go. Sorry, YouTube needed some correcting. I actually lost all my art from high school until a few years ago. It was really devastating. So I should keep things I do now. Right, keep it. Keep it all. Even if you think that it won't like amount to anything and it's bad and whatever, just don't throw it out. Because you could always take the knowledge that you are learning from, the pool that you are diving into, and share the wealth that you are learning on your previous pieces. Never throw out your hard work. Don't give up. And I used to be the same way, actually. I used to throw out my stuff, and oh, my teachers wouldn't let me hear the end of it. It was bad. I admit I was a huge... I'm gonna move this up here for today. There we are. I was a huge stickler for I was a huge stickler for perfection in every type of way. I'm still a perfectionist, but I used to be really, really into perfection. Welcome in. Welcome. But the moment that I started to embrace that, hey, it doesn't need to be perfect, because if it's perfect, no one will see it. So, embrace the little failures and then improve on them. You know the meme that's been going around, make it exist first and then improve? That's basically what I'm trying to say. A little preachy, but forgive me. Also, take it at your own pace. It might be a little hard at first. I think I'm gonna get rid of this stream name for now because it's in the way. It might be a little difficult at first, but I promise you, it'll get better over time. Things change, like the weather. All we can do is bring an umbrella when it rains, bundle up when it's cold, put on a sun hat when it's too hot. Speaking of old gods, let your grim tell you a story. There was an old god. He was very childish and petty. He had it out for one human alone. For you see, the human was, he didn't worship. This was an old god from, let's say, old time, where it was huts and maybe mud and animals were able to roam around, that kind of old, right? There was one village to the north that worshipped this deity, this god, so fervently they would sacrifice someone to him, and he was always pleased with the sacrifice. He gained a little bit of power every time they did, but there was one person, one man, who did not believe in this god. Now, the people themselves, they didn't really interact with this man. They thought he was cursed, because he was cursed not to see the joy and the, I guess, benefits of being friendly to the god. So the god started to treat him poorly. All of his crops brought nothing. All of his cattle diseased. Even when it was born, diseased. All of his plants had withered and died. Everything in his fields were barren. Wife, barren. She eventually got sick and teetered in and out of the plane of death. And as she did, as she teetered, she asked the god, "Why do you punish me so? Why do you punish my family so?" And the god answered, "Because I can." every time she asked the question why, it was because I can. So she told her husband, and in her stupor she begged him to change his ways. He never did. The god figured, this is not working. This human is not bowing to me. He is not worshipping me. And I have done all of these things to him. I will do more, he says. Every person that came in contact with him would develop a pox. It would go away after they were away from him after a certain amount of time. But the man had an idea. Now, this village, rather, this god, if you will, was only really respected in this village. So he said, the man said, if I am diseased, he said, then we are all diseased. And like wildfire, the pox spread and poisoned everyone. Slowly but surely, all began to fall. And then it was just the man, sick as ever, staring up into the clouds. The god, horrified at what he had done, asked, why? And do you want to know what he said? I'm sure you know it. Because I can. I will say, though, I'm not sure what happened to that lowly mountain god. Maybe he decided after that man was dead from a life of long age, he couldn't really kill him after all. Maybe he stayed up there, entertained himself with the stone remains of the graves that he, I guess, built himself. Maybe he stays up, and that beautiful mountain prison he built for himself, you know, because he could. Let's switch to some balls, shall we? Shit. Well, once again, 18 plus stream, guys. Oh, the whims of cruel and capricious gods. Ooh, capricious, that's a $10 word. This is a little difficult to do on my non-dominant hand. But it's okay. I'm day by day, I'll get better at this. What else shall I tell you? Oh, not the great job with this ball. What are you, Crowford now? That's a very Crowford response. Oh, speaking of Crowford, I think he's releasing a video this Tuesday. So, if you are willing to... Did you clip that? Anyway, if you are willing to watch his introductory video, please do so. Share, like. I would like to have more than 10 people at my debut for once. But even if it's 10 people, I will still be just as happy. Because it is you that matters. So. And Dewey. Yes, he gave me a video file. That lad ain't right. Yeah, that's what I said. But look, I can't get rid of him. He just shows back up. We could put him in a different dimension tomorrow. He'll be like, "How you doing, boss? When's the next library tour?" Yeah, he's a bit of a weird one. Let me tell you a little bit about our dear friend Crowford. He was the second crow that came into the library, really, when I started managing it. Now, Dewey was the first, but Crowford was the second. And despite his kind and sweet demeanor, Crowford is, hostile, usually towards humans. You can see how this would be a problem, yes. So instead of, him being overtly hostile, we have given him a new purpose, a new reworking in life. We have asked him to watch over the humans to make sure they don't get out of line. And if they do, well, you know, he's got free reign to do what he wants. But otherwise, he manages the tours. Because I swear to you, if we had him do anything else, there would be a lot more, there would be a lot more carnage on our hands. But either way, he sent me a video. It should be, released to the public on Tuesday. So make sure to share it with everyone you know. Yes, you are now one of my elite employees. It's true. Very nice. We'll do a little bit more ASMR. And then we'll read our first story. You don't know, but the best part about this is I get to sit in my little ward in this, I guess, pretend background, and we get to enjoy the rain together. Surely you must have noticed that I don't get wet in the rain, but it's just a simple word spell. I can teach it to you if you like. But, it's very nice to sit in the rain. Just kind of relax with you. Do you know there are vampires that can't go outside in the rain? They can't even look at it. They have this aversion to it. Some vampires can't even get in running water. They just dissipate. It's not good, by the way. They dissipate and then they reform at the source, which the running water stops becoming running. So if they're in the sea, it's when they get to the bottom, or at least when their sediment settles. Luckily, vampires don't really need to breathe, so there's that. It's not great. It's not great at all. The library obviously affords me certain privileges where certain aspects of my vampiric nature don't really affect me anymore. For example, I need to be able to return books to humans. So I need to be able to go out in the sun. Oh yes, there are plenty. I imagine the number of vampires stuck at the bottom of the ocean is not zero. No. There are plenty down there. Some have even built bars down there, actually. Surprising? I know, but sometimes if you're near If you have time and maybe a little bit of money, you could probably make yourself something underground. And what's the one place that humans aren't going to check? The ocean. This isn't a rapture situation, I promise. Until James Cameron goes snooping. Let's hope not. We don't want to have another submarine accident, huh? I'm not saying they were connected. I'm just saying we don't want to have another submarine accident. That was genuinely, well... Don't look at me like that. Well, I'm glad that emote is getting used. Don't clip that. You stop that. Let's read that story now, shall we? Before I put more of my foot in my mouth. Hi, it's me, the walking brand risk. Today we are reading. Well, I mean, I always reveal the title after I start reading, but note, this story has been translated from Spanish to English. July 14th, 2003 is the exact date which the U.S. government officially revealed the existence of the mysterious Area 51 base. Since its revelation, thousands and thousands of theories, conjectures, and hypotheses have been built around it. The intense secrecy surrounding the base and the fact that its main objective is undetermined have contributed to raising them. Thus, there has been speculation about contacts with extraterrestrial beings, developments of weapons of mass destruction, and horrible experiments with human beings. Area 51 is one of the topics that inspire the most conspiracy theories around the world. Many would give anything just to be able to get a little closer and glimpse even a portion of what it hides. One of the many stories circulating about what happens inside Area 51 is what is considered the most extreme human experiment in history, the Abigail Project. This story was leaked by a former cleaner who worked at the site in question, who agreed to reveal the story at the cost of his own life because he was unable to continue carrying the heavy burden of keeping the secret. It all started in 1945, after World War I had ended. At this time, Area 51, under the name of Indian Springs Air Force Auxiliary Camp. According to our source, the base had been built for the development and secret safekeeping of advanced weapons. The base continued this purpose until, in the midst of the Cold War and the constant threat of war with the Soviet Union, the government approved the use of the base for biological experiments. The government considered the development of biological weapons crucial. I'm gonna go take a shower and bring y'all with me so I can listen. Okay. Have a nice shower. Continuing. Oh boy. I gotta find my place. The base continued this purpose until the midst of the Cold War and the constant threat with the Soviet Union. The government approved the use of biological experiments. The government considered the development of biological weapons crucial to maintain its world hegemony and armed superiority over nations. This is how the most important and best reputed scientists of the place, Albert Western, decided to start a project whose main objective was to create a super soldier. Dr. Western desired a kind of Captain America, extremely strong and robust, whose wounds healed quickly and could withstand extreme fatigue, harsh conditions, and very long periods without eating or drinking. Unfortunately, the procedures to carry out such a crazy vision were not clear. Excuse me. So no one was willing to offer themselves as a guinea pig for the project whose methodology wasn't defined, and receive who knows how many kinds of substances and mutilations, in order to make Western fulfill his dream. It was almost a suicide. In addition to this, the person experimented on had to be someone of complete competence. That is, someone without friends or family who were able to denounce the project publicly and sue the base or the government of the United States. The first options were vagrants and prisoners, but Western needed a completely healthy individual with excellent physical and moral condition. After some thought, Western made a decision. The right person to receive that experiment was his own daughter, Abigail. Abigail Western was a university student who studied to follow in her father's footsteps, and perhaps one day become an Area 51 scientist like him. Western loved his daughter, but he was a stubborn man who tirelessly pursued his goals, no matter the cost. If he had to subject his own daughter to a risky experiment whose success was unclear to save America, then so be it. He managed to convince Abigail to agree, and then the Abigail Project began. The girl underwent all kinds of surgeries and implants and substance tests. She was mutilated, drugged, and exposed to torture. Nobody saw how those humiliations were going to develop the supposed super soldier that Western intended, but the changes began to be noticed after a while. Abigail's appearance had changed drastically. Her bones had grown enormous, but the skin had stretched out a lot too, so that it looked wrinkled on her elongated limbs. Her teeth were also growing in gigantic, her behavior becoming more and more animalistic and less rational. Several scientists urged him to stop the Abigail project, that it was outside the limits of all humanity and scientific action, that the project had been diverted, and now the damage was irrecoverable. But Western, in his arrogance, was willing to take the experiment to its ultimate consequences. It was not that he hated his daughter. On the contrary, she was the most precious thing for him. However, he knew that if they ended the project, the young woman would die immediately, since her disfigured body now depended on the technology and the confines that they were in the base to survive. Some of the Area 51 employees, the cooks, revealed the technology and the conditions that were in the base to survive. Some of the cooks revealed to the man who leaked the story that they were ordered to prepare huge plates of food that they had to introduce through a slot into a room sealed with a steel door. They never knew for sure what was behind it, but there was many rumors about the kind of monster that was inside. They also said on several occasions that they managed to see Western standing in front of the door, crying or talking to this creature. Eventually, Abigail ended up losing what was left of her human rationing. She became a beast. The Abigail Project had been officially a failure, and Dr. Western finally realized what a mistake he had made. He had subjected his daughter to endless ailments without sufficient scientific criteria. And for what? He had only managed to turn his beloved and beautiful girl into a wild and lethal monster, which only saw him as substance. With nothing to continue to live for, Albert Western committed suicide in 1947, but not before, strongly begging that his daughter not be murdered, that they try to return her to normal, or at least leave her alive. The government was not willing to continue spending money on that failed project. But they were not going to kill her directly, out of respect for Dr. Western's reputation. But they would let hunger take away the monster. They stopped providing any food or any medical care for poor Abigail. As a result, on the first night, many employees at the base reported hearing howls and loud scratches. At one point, the alarms went off, but when the head of the base went to check, to his surprise, the steel door was knocked down, and the monster was not there. A while later, the remains of 2 guards were found. The creature had run away. An extensive search and capture operation was immediately carried out within and around the base, although an attempt was made to annihilate the creatures. Bullets and explosives did not seem to seriously damage it. So once they managed to surround it in an underground area of the base, they decided to trap it in there and seal the area under layers of steel and concrete. It has been more than 70 years since the Abigail Project, and there are still Area 51 employees who claim that in the West Wing, behind the walls, especially under the floor, you can hear the choked scratches and grunts from time to time. The question is, how has Abigail survived so long without food and water? Perhaps Western's project wasn't that much of a failure as he thought. Maybe, if he continued to test other subjects, he would eventually have managed to create his dreamed invincible soldier. But the question is, should we be asking this? If starvation, thirst, bullets, or explosives can't kill her, what can? Today, Abigail is believed to be one of the reasons why Area 51 is so sheltered. They don't know what it is, and they don't know how to fight it. They fear if some curious person comes across it. Or I can't lie, that scared the crap out of me. Or, if the creature manages to escape, things would undoubtedly end up very badly for everyone. And that was The Abigail Project. And let me find the author. By Archangel Sariel. Thank you, Archangel Sariel. And welcome in. Yeah, poor Abigail. The alerts don't seem to have What? I can hear them. That's weird. No. No. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Yeah, I thought we fixed it too. Hold on. Oh, VoiceMod, Twitch alerts. Okay. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Twitch alerts. That's what these streams are for. Testing, you know? Don't worry. Okay. Let me try something. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's super quiet, but it's there. That was so loud in my ears. That was so loud. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. You could barely hear it on our end. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Here. How peculiar. Give me a second. Let's do a little. Let's chat and talk about how things need to be set up while I take care of everything. Don't worry, be. I see. We're gonna turn these up. Don't worry. Oh, okay. We love technical issues. Oh yes, we do. Okay. Did we hear that? Did we hear that? No? Oh boy. Ugh, Twitch. Why? Why are you forcing me to suffer? Do I not suffer enough for you, Twitch? Ugh. It's okay. Let's try this then. Channel points, visuals, and sound. Oh. Okay. Let's try this then. Save. So I may have to turn down the Sorry. I may have to turn down the variance in other things, but I will send a test alert really quick. This may be a little loud, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to send one through. Did you all hear that? No! Wow! What is going on? That is so crazy. Let's try it again. But like a little bit louder. It's certainly playing through OBS now. You should be able to hear it. Nothing here. Huh, that's so weird. Okay. Here, let me turn down sound alerts just a touch. Nothing. No! What? Like, I can hear it just fine. What is going on? Huh. I mean, the properties are correct. This is so very strange, but I guess we will have to be without them for today, and we'll get to them tomorrow. I'm not sure what exactly happened to them, but I guess it'll be alright. We'll find a way to make it work. Either way, it looks like ads are getting ready to start, and that's okay. Ooh, make sure to get yourself nice and cozy and enjoy the evening. Ooh. My old and brittle bones are snapping. It's nice and relaxing today. Do you have any Halloween plans? You can tell me, you know. I once knew of a man that was obsessed with pumpkins. He made a wife out of pumpkin, you know. A wife. Eh? Speaking of gloves, did the one from Throne show up? Huh? Did you send me a pair of gloves? Did you send me a pair of gloves? Hold on one moment.
some of your orders have issues. Oh. Oh, wow. Issue? What happened? Please resolve. Okay. Ah, okay. That would explain a bit. I actually have not set up my, there's also another reason why I didn't want anyone to send me anything, because I hadn't set up everything on my throne yet. But I will go and I will fix that issue. Thank you so much. I just noticed. Surprise! Yeah, I just noticed. Oh, thank you. Is this my early debut present? These are my early debut presents. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead and update that right now. Okay. Okay. Is any of this visible? Visible? It's not visible. Bless you so much. Oh. There we go. Then we put our phone number. Then we save the details. No, thank you. Save the details twice. Then we go and resolve. But thank you so much. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me go ahead and resolve that. I have updated my address. Okay. And now we'll do this. I am not going to reveal the gift because I will wait. So what's mail to an interdimensional? Oh, I'm glad you asked. It is actually really interesting. So, pass the orb. And also ads are getting ready to start. So, if you are not a ghoul or ghast or ghost, you will miss this fun mail discussion. But pass the orb a little bit further to the back end of the library. There is a mail room, and every day mail just appears. It kind of materializes. It's really fun. Sometimes you can catch it in the act of phasing into existence. I will say, do not at any time put limbs in the way of the materialization process. Don't do it. It's not good. I think the only reason I got off scot-free was because I'm undead. So if a limb of mine gets ripped off, I can regrow it. Like, I can just reattach it. But if you were, say, a human, and you decided to stick your hand where a package was slowly phasing into existence, your hand would be taken from you. It'd be placed in the box. It's not very good. Thank you so much. Reminds me of a certain puzzle maker's manner. Yeah, it is kind of like that. We also have those funky little chutes. I made sure to have those installed. Oof. I like those funky little chutes. I like them a lot. I don't want gifts. My heart is so full. Thank you. I am not going to, I will not open, rather, I'm not going to open this until, I guess, debut day. And you will all know what day that is, if I haven't said it already. It is the 11th of November. It's really close. You guys get to know about it because you were here, but everyone else has to find out with the announcement. So, hopefully. Oh. Post-processing then. Kind of. There are a lot of, also welcome in. There are a lot of, for opening the mail. Post-processing for opening the mail. What do you mean by that? My brain has disappeared. It has crawled out of my skull and decided to lounge in the lobby. I need to go get it. Please allow me to type. That's a pun, dear. Huh, usually you're not so empty-headed. Well, yes, that happens when your brain crawls out of your skull. Ah. I am going to take my time writing this message. So, I will take care of it after stream. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to the library. I did not see who that was, so I'm gonna go ahead and look that up. Why? Events. No. I can't see it. It's too small. I made the alert box so small and tiny. It's my fault. Just a second, my dears. Screen manager, please. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Francis X7, for joining us today. I hope you enjoy your card and enjoy your time at Library Paradoxica. Anyway. Either way, how are we doing on time? Let's do some ASMR. Alright, I am willing to take requests. I'm feeling brave today. I'm feeling bolstered and brave. Which could maybe be a problem. Oh! Oh, okay, yeah, I could do that. All right. Okay. That is bloops. Whispered affirmations. Sorry, whispered affirmations. Bloops. Okay. Let me make sure that I have my whispered sheet up. Just in case.
The dreams that you seek are right around the corner. You have the power to create the life that you want. You are an inspiration to others through your perseverance, strength, and willpower. Your heart is big and kind. And even though you don't see it, your efforts are definitely going to pay off. Keep believing in yourself. Do not even listen, do not even comprehend what others even dare to whisper about you. I am proud of you for how far you have come, how much effort, how much work you have put into yourself. Whatever it is that work entails, that work entails, I'll be right there beside you. Even though work is hard right now, please take time to rest, recuperate, and most importantly, be good to yourself. Give yourself grace, kindness, and love. Treat yourself the way that you want to be treated. And surely, in time, that same love that you see reflected in your heart will be shown to you. You'll succeed. I promise, no matter the challenge, you will succeed. You have the knowledge, the tools, the willpower, clearly. You can do it. And even if you feel like you can't, we'll be right here beside you, watching, waiting, your decisions for yourself is strong, is amicable, is amazing. Make the decisions for you and you alone. You are worthy of this. And if at any point you need an ear, or maybe even a shoulder or a wing to lean upon, you can lean on me anytime. I am always here in the library for you. I mean, to be fair, there's not really much else I can go. The sun makes it very hard. Either way, you are doing an amazing job. And I am very proud of you. Okay. Let's get those bluebies. And just look. I needed a really big stretch after that one. Bluebies. Swish, 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 swish. All right. Blah, 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 blah. The subtitles are sometimes not very accurate. It's not. No, not the subtitles. The subtitles are even ops. Even the subtitles are ops. Even the subtitles, opponents. Bluebee time. Bluebee time. Water bubbler time. Let's go until you're not wrong. The curse of the ASMR tuber. Can I stop feeling like hell? Oh no. What happened? Are you feeling rough today? Okay. One more swish. I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better, okay? Please feel better.
Oh, your blood sugar crashed all night and made you really sick. No. Okay, that is enough bluebies for now. Yes, please look after yourself. Like, be very kind to yourself. Be gentle to yourself, please. Oh, thank goodness. Ooh. My eyes are a little itchy today. Might be because of the fall. You would think, oh, Grim, you're a vampire. You don't have to deal with allergies. That is where you're wrong. We all have to deal with allergies. Do you know which species has it the worst when it comes to allergies? Sorry, I was moving my rum. But do you know the series that supernatural creature that has to deal with allergies the most? You would think it would be like a mummy or a zombie or whatever. No, it's werewolves. Werewolves have it the worst. They are terrible when it comes. They are terrible when it comes to allergies because of just how much they smell. And even when they're in human form, their sense of smell doesn't change. Well, it doesn't change much. So, let's say they get an allergy. It's terrifying. You never want to be near a werewolf who has allergies, to be honest. It's a gross experience. Very snotty. Imagine like your dog getting allergies and slobbering everywhere, except your dog was like 8 times bigger and spoke in roar. Yeah, it's gross. Also, werewolves, like, regardless if they're in their human form, they always have the smell of wet dog around them. It's not fun. Some have learned to mask the scent, but usually it's pretty apparent when someone's a werewolf. At least for me, anyway. Let's get some. Sorry, not a fan of wolves of the were variety. They're a kind of Your Grim have some stories, but let's just say I don't think I'm a fan. It was definitely a phase. It was a phase. Friendship by all means, but otherwise no. On that note, I was asked Edward versus Jacob. Now, for those of you who do not know, I'm actually reading Twilight again. Inside of you there are 2 wolves. Get those wolves out. You shouldn't have wolves inside. Exactly. Don't do it. You may think you want to. Don't do it. So, I digress. So, yes, I'm rereading Twilight, and I have to choose between Edward or Jacob. You see, because I'm rereading the first book, Jacob is only 15. So there is only one answer, and it's Edward. And the thing with vampire relationships, right? vampire relationships, usually, not like the one that I watched all the movies in a row. You what? You watched all of the movies last night? In a row? How many movies are there? Yeah, Team Edward or Team Jail? 5? 5 movies. 5! Oh my. 5 movies! Shoo. That's a lot. Anyway. Yeah, no. Team Edward or Team Jail? The first one was the extended? Oh my goodness. Well, we definitely need to do like a big watch party one day where we just watch the movies in sequence. Yes, in VR. Oh yeah, we can make a big thing of it. We can all get popcorn and blood bags and that yummy carbonated blood wine that I really like. But yeah, Edward, the thing with old-timey vampire relationships, I'm not in an old-timey vampire relationship, by the way. But the thing is that old-timey vampire relationships, they are for forever, right? But usually when we say forever, we mean a few lifetimes. Because forever isn't that long at all, really. How long do you intend to be with someone? 4 lifetimes? 5 lifetimes? After a certain point, people get tired of one another, and they drift apart. That's kind of the open secret about the kind of old-style vampire relationship. It's kind of like a big polyamorous circle. I'm not really one for that, personally. I just have my little Dewey. And that's all I need. And before anyone says anything, he's a demonic crow, okay? It's not like a regular degular crow. That would be weird. I don't want animal services and PETA crawling up my craw. Just yeah. Aw, that's my Dewey. But Dewey Decimal System, Dew Decimus the Third. The last time. I'm an eldritch being of unknowable terror. Yeah. Why were you unsure about it? That's what I tell myself in the mirror. What? Do you seriously yell that to yourself every morning? That's crazy. How do you find time to prune? You always look so presentable at work. Anyway, moving on from that. Yeah, Edward would probably be the safer bet. Because after 5 lifetimes, I think we'd be tired enough of each other. The sex would be boring at that point. Like, just, we could move on safely to other partners. And also, the thing is with vampire-human relations, right? It's never safe. Because, especially if they're, like, new fledgling, like, they're kind of in that teeny vampire stage. They're past the 200 to 300-year-old rank. They're in, like, the 400 to 500 kind of area. they tend to not know their own strength. If you can get what I'm putting down, you have to be very careful. Very careful. It hurts. It's really hurting. Don't. It hurts a lot. They do not know their own strength. One of Grimm's jobs, your Grimm, she's had a lot of jobs, right? One of her jobs was a bit of a bartendery thing. I was a little bit of a bartender at a establishment, let's call it that. And the establishment was very, let's say, a little messy, right? So there was a man that was so in love with this human girl that he would bring her every time. I say girl, but she was a woman, like a beautiful woman, red hair, gorgeous body, gorgeous woman. She comes in, and that man is infatuated with her. Now, the woman is a regular human, and the guy he's kind of a rich playboy vampire, like literally the perfect couple, that kind of perfect Wattpad couple or whatever. One night, while I was working the bar and they went off to the public room to, do the do, yes? We heard the usual bah, bah, bah. And then we heard just the moment we heard that, we froze. Everyone in the club froze. There was no music. Everyone slowly "You're right, John." And John came out of the room covered in viscera and blood, and the look of sorrow on this man's face it was sobering. All of the people at the bar, I had a full bar full of people, they looked at me, put their money down on the bar, took their drinks and poured them out onto the ground and slowly walked away. Everyone walked out of the club. I mean, except for myself and John. We sat there in silence. He came up to me, walked up to the bar. His face was haggard, tired. He said, "What do you do when you lose the love of your life, Grim?" And I said to him, "I don't know, John. I don't know." He paid his tab, and throughout my millennia of life, I have never seen him again. So, I caution you, ladies, be very careful. At least, let him turn you first. Oh, and I should mention that there is a 70% turn rate. Keep that in mind, right? There is a 70% turn rate. 70. It is not 100%. It is not even 80. It is 70%. There is a chance that you do not make it. Vampirism is to be taken seriously if you choose it. Choose wisely. I love telling stories with you guys. It's so nice and fun. I love telling stories about my past. It's very fun and interesting. Dark, yes, but it's fun. Either way, I hope John is okay. Maybe he's probably not. After that day, out of respect, I never worked at that particular club again. Out of respect. I was one of the best bartenders they have ever had. But I will never work there again, personally. Welcome in. Would you like pour one out, I guess? Yeah, pour one out for Cynthia. It's a tale as old as time, really. It's very sad, but it's a necessary lesson. It's like a, what are the kids calling it? A canon event. Man, I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that happens, you know. You could be, you know, bouncing on a dial and you break someone's spine. It's not great. Which is why elders are the best, by the way. Elders. Elders are the best. We know we know where our power comes from. We know how to control it. Get a little silly on it. Doing backflips. 18+ stream, everybody. What other stories can I tell you about that bar? Oh, there was a time where there was a rather important dancer. She came in and she wanted to kind of game the system, right? She started, how the dancers work in that particular place is that you kind of start at a lower rung, right? And then you go up to a higher rung. Let's go to Crinkles. And as you get, as the clientele gets to know you, you get more time on stage. And of course, you get to see more of your customers, right? So a new dancer came in. I forgot what her name was, but she came in and she was enthralling. Like, you looked at her. Like, when she walked into the room, everyone's heads did this. They just followed her across the room every time. They just watched her everywhere she went. The men in the audience, like, they would just constantly, like, always listening to what she had to say, always, like, it was crazy. And she was new, like, completely new. Now, people started to notice that some days nobody would look at her at all. It was as if she was shy some days. But other days, she would capture the attention of the entire room. So the manager decided to do a little bit of a test. He calls it his, and, well, I never said it was a good place, but his wet t-shirt test. Hold on, there's a method to the madness. So, he decided to host kind of a wet t-shirt bout, yes, to see if the new girl was dousing herself in elder pheromones or something. However, curiously, the new girl did not come into work that day. So he's like, okay, well, maybe she was sick. So he's like, let me do a mermaid day. So he tries mermaid instead. Tries to get them all dressed up as mermaids. Relatively nice. She doesn't come in that day. So he's like, okay, well, I must really get her. So, the next day, just for fun, he accidentally spills a jug of water over her. Just a jug of water on her. And do you know what happened to her? She started to melt. She was melting. She melted. She melted. She turned into a puddle of goo. She just melted. It was crazy. She just turned into just goop. Just like her bones turned into just mush. I was just like, are you kidding me? And so, the boss had to send a lot of compensation to her family. And I do mean a lot of compensation. Needless to say, we will not have any more wet contests, or they will not be having any more wet or any water activities, unless the performer themselves requests it. The Wicked Witch of the West End. It's true. She was a very talented performer. Turned heads wherever she went. She probably used a charm spell, but who doesn't use that? Who doesn't use a charm spell from time to time, you know? Who doesn't do that? I don't. All right. Let's
let's read another story. I missed you guys so much. I have been wanting to read for a really long time. Ooh. A young girl was in her bathroom at home, getting ready to take a shower, when she heard a strange noise, a faint gurgling. Although in the back of her mind she registered it as odd, she quickly dismissed it as something happening in the plumbing. She steps into the shower and turns on the hot water tap, before stepping back out as the cold water in the pipes flows through, allowing room for the room to warm, then hot to come out. As she stands waiting, periodically running her hand under the spray, gauging the water temperatures, she hears the sound again. This time it was louder, and it seems to be coming from the drain. At first she thinks her mind is playing tricks, for the sound is of laughing, a strange mocking chuckle, clearly discernible over the exiting water. To anyone, this may have been nothing more than a curious trick of the mind, but for her it's something more. She remembers an event that had taken place 7 months earlier, a lie that she had been part of, and a tragedy she had helped cause. She yells out for her mum, who is quick to respond. She tells her mom of the strange laughter, but all she receives in return is a strange look and a suggestion to forget about it. Go to bed. The girl does this, not knowing her end is close. That night, the mother sees and hears a series of loud bangs reverberating throughout the house. She gets out of bed to investigate, and upon entering her daughter's room, she finds the bed empty. Her daughter was gone. The police are called in and a search is carried out. It does not take long for the girl to be located. It was soon discovered that a nearby sewer cap was partially opened. Shining their torches into the opening, they find the missing girl, head looking back towards them, neck twisted in an unnatural angle, her face stripped of its flesh. Before long, 4 other girls would meet the same fate. Carmen Winstead had returned for her revenge. Carmen was a 17-year-old student in Indiana who was killed when she was pushed into an open sewer by 5 other students. At the time, the school was having a fire drill. Carmen was the odd one out, so it was not uncommon for a certain clique of female students to pick on her. It was meant to be a joke, a way to embarrass Carmen in front of the whole school. However, she did not re-emerge from the sewer. The police were called in. Before long, her body was recovered. Her neck had broken when her head hit the ladder, and was further damaged when she finally hit the concrete wall at the bottom. The students were questioned, but no one except the girls who had pushed her had seen anything. All guilty parties managed to lie their way out of it. They all told the same story. She had fallen in, and the death was ruled an accident. Several months later, the students in the school started emails and messages in their MySpace accounts titled,
They pushed her, which told the truth of what happened that day. Carmen had not accidentally fallen in the sewer, but had been pushed. The emails did not disclose the identities of the guilty parties involved, but rather threatened that there would be horrible consequences should they not confess. Many thought that this was a horrible prank to be played on those with the still fresh memories of the tragedy, but for at least 5 girls in the school, a panic must have set in. Someone knew what had happened and was threatening them. A few days later, the events described at the beginning of this post took place. One of the girls is taken from their house, killed, disfigured, and left to be found in the sewer. Then another, and another, until all 5 girls met the same fate. Carmen is apparently not satisfied. She has become a twisted entity whose sole purpose is to have the truth of her death known, not content with the deaths of the guilty party. She will visit anyone who does not believe the story and forward it on to others. So goes the background of one of the more famous chain letters that has been in circulation since about 2006. It still pops up every now and again, and as people continue to receive the story and forward it on just in case, there is no substantial proof that Carmen Winstead ever existed, was pushed into the sewer, and no proof that her vengeful spirit killed the guilty parties or any other who failed to believe in the story. Still, not having proof doesn't necessarily mean that the events didn't take place. Maybe it happened in another part of the world. The details change to benefit a new audience. It has certainly been a popular story outside the US, with many searches for the details originating from the Philippines. Regardless of its fiction, by writing this post and sharing it with you all, I am certainly removed from Miss Winstead's wrath. What about you? That was The Story of Carmen Winstead by Ashley Hall. And I guess you are all resolved of it. You're welcome. I know what you did last summer, ass. Like, you just roll up on somebody and just, hold on, I can do this now, right? Where is it? Excuse me. Just roll up on somebody and be like,
What kind of movies do you like?
and just be like, oh, I got into it with somebody on TikTok the other night ago. No, it was yesterday, right? I got into it with someone. Yeah.
What's your favorite scary movie?
That kind of thing, right? So I got into it with somebody on TikTok who was like adamant about saying, oh, well, ghost-faced masks, they're like vanilla. And I said, what? He He's like, ghost face masks are so vanilla. They're the most vanilla thing possible. You know, they're like, and I'm just like, it's a mask. It's a mask. I like you could say to me sleepwear masks, like the ones that you put over your eyes, like the little silk ones that you get from like the beginner kits. Like you could say that is vanilla. I'll give that to you. But Ghostface, the kill, the it's I was flabbergasted. I said, it's still a mask, Kink, right? It's still a mask. You could say like those sleep, as I said before, you could say those sleep masks work, but not that. Oh my goodness. That's like saying someone liking clowns a little too much is vanilla? And also, I'd like to also say that, look, look, you, like, there's an easy way to distinguish if what you're doing is vanilla or not. Think about it in terms of like your family members. Like, would you want your sibling to find out that you do this? And that will quickly tell you whether or not it's vanilla or not. Like, think about it that way. If your parents were to ever find out about something that you were doing, like, think about it. That is a quick way for you to immediately determine if a regular person would consider that vanilla or not. Oh, yes. To recap, I was talking about I had gotten into a spat with someone on TikTok about how they considered the Ghostface mask to be vanilla. And I said, no, it is not vanilla. It is, I will say, it's a little starter, but that's okay. Sometimes, and the thing is that it's not just about wearing the mask, right? Because it's what you do in that mask that kind of changes the scene. Yeah, they are pretty deep in the sauce at that point. Yeah, it's tame, but it's not vanilla. That's exactly what I'm saying too. Yes, your Grim has been around. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I promise. Oh, and it looks like ads are coming soon. Let me take a little sip of this diabolical Diet Coke. Yeah. It's gross. Hydration. Make sure to lubricate your organs. We're working on the jingle. Don't worry about it. We'll have something ready. Oh. Since you all are here, I can tell you a little bit about what's going to happen. One of my favorite horror movie masks is from a B movie in 2007. Which one? Make sure to get your organs wet. Exactly. Keep them moisturized. I have never heard of that. Let me know what they look like. I want to see it. I'm not reading that. You can't make me. I'm not doing it. Mm-mm. Anyway. Let's. It's a clown. Ooh. Me. Pop my spine and let's get right back to it. Maybe we could read a little. Maybe we could read a little more. Let's read maybe a couple more stories. I know you guys are looking forward to that. Let me keep my hands busy. Alrighty. Where are we? Where were we? Ooh. Are you guys ready for a little bit of a ghost story? Do you like ghost stories, everyone? Are you enjoying yourself? Before I start this ghost story, we'll wait just a little bit of time. Just take a little bit of time. And I don't know, we'll wait for the ads to start. And ghosts. Yes, ghosts. I'm gonna grab some water before you start. Please go right ahead. Make sure that your organs are well lubricated, because we are going to need them. Good idea. While I play with this popping ball. I've always wanted to. I definitely got rid of most of my Alrighty. It looks like you all are back. Despite me popping around. Yeah. Ooh. Go ahead and get started. I'm going to wait a couple more seconds, let everybody get back to their seats. I hope you're doing okay. I'm back in time. Woo! Wonderful, wonderful. I hope you all are nice and cozy. I will read maybe this story and we'll do some Rainmaker time to kind of, for maybe like a couple moments, and then we'll read one more and then we'll call it there. Okay. I hope you're ready. They say when something awful happens, it can leave behind a trace. Energy burned into a rock to be replayed for only a few souls to witness. This story has been passed on for years. You ask most people, they'll tell you it happened in the underpass at the entrance to South Church Road, where it lives till this day. The legend has two main variants, the commonality between them being the presence of a rat-like creature who appears in the pedestrian's walkway at night. The most common story told of the Rat Man involves an old man who used the underpass to escape from the rain and cold at nights. The story goes that he was old and barely able to walk. One night, a group of teenagers beat him half to death, stole his blanket, the only real source of warmth he had. Dying from his injuries and the biting cold of the night, he succumbed to hypothermia, his stiffening corpse nibbled and gnawed by the numerous vermin who inhabit the area. Soon after, locals reported odd noises, namely high-pitched squealing and the sounds of nails dragging along the walls. Whether evidence of a ghost or an overactive imagination, the fact remains that this story and the subsequent noises led to the locals dubbing the creature the Rat Man of South End. The other main version of the story is far more fanciful and seems to have appeared through the schoolyard folklore, a tale passed between children to frighten and unnerve their classmates. In this version, the Rat Man is no longer a ghost, but a real creature. The story goes that the mayor of the town, a known adulterer, and was eventually cursed for his infidelity in the form of a grotesque child, a baby with the elongated snout and a worm-like tail of a rat. The child grew and developed a taste for flesh. Seeking a solution to his problem, the mayor had the underpass constructed with a concealed entrance to a chamber within which his monstrous offspring might hide, only to emerge at night to indulge its hunger. My encounter with the Rat Man. One night in 2002, while at my best friend's house, 4 fellow companions showed up, bored and looking for something to do. We suggested they visit the underpass. This location was only a short walk from the house, about 4 or 5 or 6 miles, and was a favorite amongst the late-night stories. They agreed, and were walking soon out of sight. 6 hours later, they returned to our house with only one occupant. Assuming he had taken the girls home, that he was ready to party, we went out, anxious to meet him. What we saw is something I'll never forget. My friend's shirt and pants were ripped. He had huge slashes on his back, and I can tell that he was hysterical. We immediately ran over to him to see if Michael was all right. However, Michael was just sitting on the sidewalk, saying stuff like, I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. After a few minutes of consistent badgering, we got him to talk. He, Tamra, Kevin, and Jenny arrived at the underpass. They began to make some sort of noise, trying to summon the legendary Ratman. After 15 minutes of not seeing anything, they decided to go in and look for themselves. What happened next was truly incredible, and if I hadn't known Michael all my life and seen his injuries, I need a sip. I wouldn't have believed him. While walking inside the underpass, Michael said he got the feeling that they were being watched. He immediately stopped and told everyone to be quiet. Looking around and evaluating the situation, he discovered what appeared to be two eyes staring at them in the distance. These eyes seemed to be reflecting in their flashlights. They were a color that he said was to be indescribable. The girls panicked and began to run back to the entrance. Michael was quick to follow, and soon after he turned away, there was a horrible scream from the direction of the eyes. He described it as almost being a cry from an intelligent animal. Too afraid to turn around, he picked up the pace as he ran to the entrance. When he got there, the girls were outside already, screaming for him to get out and leave. As he was trying to run out, he heard what seemed to be the sounds of bare feet running in their direction. He felt something slam against his back, and he fell to the ground. He felt something pull him back inside by his ankles. The girls began throwing rocks at whatever it was that was attacking Michael, and it soon let go. Getting back up, Michael ran out of the underpass like a football player. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the underpass behind them. Too afraid to stop, Michael and the girls quickened their paces as it continued to pursue them. After hearing this and seeing Michael's condition, Sam and I immediately felt that this deserved a second look. Michael told us that he would never return to that underpass again, but if he wanted to risk our lives, to go right ahead. Grabbing two flashlights and a pair of shotguns, they were the biggest weapons my father had, we made our way to the underpass. As we drew closer, the first thing we noticed as the underpass drew nearer were the numerous amounts of blood on the concrete. However, these were the only signs of evidence that we could find. Upon investigation of the underpass by foot and shotguns, we discovered what seemed to be several scratch marks by some larger animal leading outside. After several hours of looking and not finding anything else, we returned to the house. By this time, Michael had already found his way home, and we lay in bed, too excited to sleep. To this day, none of the 4 individuals involved in the story returned to the underpass. Did Michael actually see and get attacked by the Ratman that night? Or was it merely a joke by a prankster? All I know is that something was there that night, and it scared our friends half to death. That was The Rat Man of Southend by The Dark Cat 97. Thank you, The Dark Cat 97. I've never heard of the South End before. Is it like a suburb or like a borough or something? What is that? What a fun story. London Borough. Okay. Which story do you think is real? Do you think it's like it was from the adulterer? Or maybe it was a ghost? Ooh. What do you think? It sounds inspired by the Hackney Mole Man. The what? What do you mean, Hackney Mole Man? What? Is that a thing? Oh, it's a wild story. Oh my. Completely true? Oh, wait. Isn't that the guy who, like, essentially built, like, tunnels? Like, he built a tunnel under his house, and then eventually he... So, hold on. So, for those of us who don't know about this story, so this man built an entire network of tunnels under his house to the point where literal streets were sinking into the ground, and essentially the government was like, stop, and he was like, okay, I will. But he didn't stop. He kept going. He kept digging. He had an entire web of tunnels. It was crazy. And it was, oh man. If you all like that kind of stories and stuff, I can definitely find like something to put together. Yeah, he did not in fact stop. I don't remember what it was. I think they had to like forcefully remove him off of the property. Yeah, I don't think he would have stopped. Like, he put a whole refrigerator down there. I don't think he was going to. Let's do a little bit of rain. I mean, aside from what you hear. Yeah, they moved him to an apartment where I'm sure he started digging there too. Oh no! Just imagine your neighbor just digging through your apartment. That's... whew. Let's do that rain stick. Like, I love red. I love red. I have to angle the range bit so this way I don't block my tracking. Sometimes. It's so nice and soothing. Listen, whatever enjoyment you think you're getting out of this, I promise you, it is so much more fun for me. This thing is awesome. Oh, I wanted to speak to you guys about a little bit. Just a little bit about future events coming. So I'm thinking for maybe just floating the idea out there for the week or maybe the month of my debut. I was planning on doing a subathon. I wanted to raise a little bit for for something in particular. I'm sure a couple of you know what it is, but I don't feel comfortable having you guys pay for it for me, like entirely. So I will be splitting it in half. I will get one half, and you all will get the other. So, if you want to, you aren't required to do this. But all will be revealed when the subathon starts on the debut. Allegedly. Also, there's a couple of games that I'd like to give away as well. Some very on-theme games I'd like to give away. And in addition to that, I just honestly want to give back to you all. You have done so much for me, And I'm not even a debuted VTuber yet. I am so fortunate to have all of you, and I'm thankful every time. Even when it's 1, 7, 10, 25, or even when it's just me, I'm happy to be here for you. But I digress. Let's spend the last 5 minutes of our time doing range stick. Gently wafting up to sleep. This baby that likes this to seem weird, isn't it? It sounds more like a does he shake it as it falls? What if you pull it down and not hit it against my desk? One more. Alrighty. Unfortunately, it's that time of night where all my ghouls and readers and ghasts and ghosts perhaps need to tuck into bed. But do not fret, do not fear. I will be back on Wednesday Wednesday we'll be reading some SCP stories, and yeah, just chilling. Hopefully I would have made some improvements to my model. Cause I'd like to do some more, you know? But for now, let's find someone to share a little bit of our love with, shall we? Let's go ahead and share our love with Miss... Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and share our love with, let's see. It's hard to choose. Yeah, let's go ahead and share our love with Cursed Savior. It looks like he is in a maid costume. Playing Marvel Rivals. I don't know what's happening over there, but sure. It sounds like a good time. Yeah. I want to support his donathon. It looks like he's having one, and I think we all should be complicit in that. So if you're not up for Marvel Rivals right now, go ahead and, I'll see you tomorrow. Or maybe I'll see you in the Discord. But either way, good night, everyone. And let's go ahead and give him one hell of a raid. Get your books ready. Good night, everyone. And